Well, welcome back to the WOW seat, Workspace. I am AliNICOLE WOW, she does it all. And in this Workspace session, been working with Brenda Jacobson, and she is Chief Chakra Awakener, and she is also the author of Awakening Consciously. And it's been my total delight to have Gina Gardiner consulting and co-consulting with me in this session. And Gina is also the Genuine Leadership Power Enhancer, and she also has a dual role of being the Empathic Power Enhancer. And before the break, we were just discussing some of the considerations that I provided. We are in the process of helping Brenda to start leveling up in her new high-end expression, because she has massive works to put out in the marketplace. But also, she's an empath, and she's worked with empaths. She serves the empathic community, but she's also going to be leveraging her empathic abilities even more as she's shifting more into this higher dimension of the new high-end experience. And then also too, she's a natural born star, so we want to start leveling her up to join us on the WOWLYWOOD platform for celebrity-preneurs. So she's going to also be taking the celebrity-preneurship intensive. And Gina, who's already one of our top expert celebrity-preneurs, she's already been through that process. So she's going to be assisting Brenda with all of the initiatives that we are bringing forth today. So before we get started, before the break, I asked Brenda just to be thinking and pondering some of what we have been discussing, just some of the considerations. And then, Gina also probably has her wheels turning, as well, because she's going to be the one who's going to be facilitating the guidance, aspect from the follow-up of this particular session. So what I'll quickly do is sort of just do a little recap of some of the considerations that I mentioned. So we have a training series that I would love for both Brenda and Gina to go through, because, as I mentioned, Gina serves the empathic community, but Brenda does as well. And it's important for them as empaths to keep the high-level energy moving. And so they are both now building more out in their empathic energy for the high-end empires. And so I have a training article that has some videos in it, and also a masterclass training that we all co-facilitated together. And so I encourage Brenda to be able to go through that, and Gina as well, and also to re-listen to the masterclass that we all provided. And so writing is going to be the primary vehicle here that is going to be being leveraged to really move the energy forward, to start to unlock and open up a lot of different opportunities for Brenda. And this just really relates to empaths, as well. So I suggested that the embodiment of the writing preneurship, publishing preneurship, content creation preneurship sort of, come to the forefront, and being able to also leverage LinkedIn article publishing preneurship for this initiative. And I actually have articles and the training resources, for her to be able to level up, but also for Gina to be able to assist her, with that. Two publications came up that I gave for considerations, and so Gina's actually going to do co-authoring with one of those with Brenda. And then there was the recommendation, since Brenda has contributed to one of my publications, that she take her content and repurpose it, and be able to then provide an experience for her audience with some additional work around that. So we've got, quite a bit here that we have brought forth. Brenda also has my VIP Workspace Planner, the new high-end branding zone effect. And so she's going to be working through that. And Gina is going to be working through that with her. And we talked about moving the energy, writing some articles on LinkedIn. And then also there's a 3-day course that was talked about in another conversation. And Gina's going to assist with that. So that's not a wrap up, but that's a kind of a synopsis of what we discussed prior to the work session in the first half. So what we'll do now is move right into some more brainstorming and master planning. So ladies, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready.
All right. So where would we like to begin? Because as you both mentioned that this is very doable, for sure. But now it's time to, bring it into more of a streamlined, cohesive, structure.
I think what I'd like to say before we get started is,
Yes.
all of this stuff, Brenda, currently exists in your head.
Yeah.
It's
getting
anything that is new, you can channel through, and you're very good at doing that. And so part of this, I think, is about creating a strategy where there is time allowed in a structured way to actually get on with it, because it's not about having to go and do lots of research or all of those things. This is stuff that it's who you are, and it's what you know.
Yes.
And it strikes me that things like the LinkedIn articles will be about the books and about the training programs that you're going to have watched, and about the 3-day course and the VIP intensive. Again, it's just about collecting your thoughts and sharing those. And when we talk about articles, they don't have to be pages and pages long.
That's right.
I know AliNICOLE talks very often about 3 or maximum 5 main points, and that if they've got anything more than that, then break it into more articles.
A series, yeah, definitely.
And I think that one of the things we can do when we get together is to create a way of segmenting this so that it doesn't become overwhelming, and you can think, I've got half an hour, right, I can get on with this bit.
We can do, actually, we can do some of that, even now, and because I think it would be good to at least get the tentative jump start, schedule, and of course I could, make some recommendations, but ultimately, Gina, because you are going to be facilitating, this aspect for her, and your timing, how you both sync up, but certainly today we can, start putting what really needs to go in motion first. Something I will suggest in terms of the articles is that one easy article that can be done, like, just in your sleep, is your publication. So you have your publication, and you can just create an article with that title, and whatever description that you have on Amazon that describes the publication, just leverage that content as your main base to tell about, the book. And then if you actually want to provide some excerpt from the publication, then you can do that, and then lead people into how they can secure a copy on Amazon. And certainly, of course, you can provide your link to your website if anyone wants something additional. So anything that I give out, trust me, it's going to be something that is very easy to execute. And it is really all about moving the energy, as Gina, mentioned, is that, we think in terms of these things have to be done a certain way. I'm very uninstitutionalized and unconventional and off the grid practically in everything. And I believe in moving the energy to get things done. Of course, you can always come back and do more extensive articles and publications, but you just don't need to stall. And so being able to move things in their simplest format is the best way to start creating the momentum. And especially as it relates to leveling up for the high end advantage, is that you want to be able to have a less is more approach anyway and simplify what you do and save a lot of your signature content for those who are going to be investing in the higher level. So you don't have to worry about your publications being novels or anything like that. Can be 30 to 70 pages. And of course I have samples of different things, and especially if you plan to do some type of workspace planner yourself. And then Gina has 30-day boot camp style publications and everything. So again, she'll be able to assist you with that. So moving the energy first with an article on your on your publication, I would highly recommend that. And then going ahead and doing the article series that I talked about. It's not really an article series, excuse me. It is just some video trainings. And some of the videos are like 5 minutes, and then some are like two, I think, like 45. And then of course the training that we did was the training that we all did together. That was a little bit over an hour, but I think there's at least 2 or 3 that are really, really short. They're not actually really trainings. They are just, giving more context. And there will be things that you already know because you all are empaths. But the beneficial part of this is that as you go through it, it's going to also give you some context of, again, what you can leverage when you're working with empaths. And that's going to save you from having to do a lot of foundational work. And so you may find that it's just something that you want to add, but it will prime the pump and also give more of some context to even how you help empaths sort of move out of the aspect, especially as it relates to the finances, because there's a video in there, and a lot of those videos are not by me per se, but there are ones that I have used in my e-courses, for empaths, and so that will benefit both of you greatly. So being able to start with that, and then you and Gina having some type of discussion, of course, around that, and just anything else that after you listen to the master class again, what comes up, and then Gina can even share some things. What comes up for her? Who knows? You two might end up start doing another collaboration around something. Just just based on that. We just want to move the energy. So being able to start with the article and then listening, like I said, to those, and then Gina, I believe that it would be beneficial for Brenda to actually start with the Getting to the Root of Your Financial Greatness publication.
I was going to say that felt as if that was the one that was urgent.
Yes, that one needs to move because the content already exists there, and you both can look at that or invite me in to look at it too, but I just would mainly say that, Gina, you look at that, and then the both of you come up with what this 30-day root chakra awakening journal, what this experience will be like, for empaths. And so, yeah, I'm really, like I said, excited about that. Moving the energy, like I said, on simple things first, things that can already be done and executed. You don't have to think, around this. The article pretty much is already done because it's just, an image of your publication and kind of an introduction to what the publication is about, and maybe an excerpt or so, and then just a lead into the publication and or your website. So that's a done deal. That moves the energy. Then the Getting to the Root, that moves the energy, and then that ultimately becomes an article, as well. And so then, then it's up to you both to then start deciding in terms of what what you feel guided, to work on, next. Uh, I know that we talked about a 3-day course, and you may find out that, even the one we talked about, that you definitely need to move, the energy there. Uh, but something else may come up, and another course may, be developed, and you can just put that down as something else, to come. So I think starting there would be great. And then you two, decide. I will add you to the little group that I have where you can learn how to publish in less, than 2 hours. And maybe that one will be, kind of more beneficial in terms of the collaborative publication. But all of these are, like I said, very doable. But yeah, just start moving the energy, and you definitely need, like I said, some LinkedIn articles going, and that may be also something that you and Gina can talk about. Of course, there are the publication ones, like we've mentioned, but I really feel that you need to start sharing your voice in, just in some different ways, and it doesn't have to just primarily be just about the work that you do with the chakras and awakening consciously. It doesn't have to just all be focused there. It can, be just really about anything that you feel is important. And I do believe you actually have an article on LinkedIn too, where you are, talking, about some things going on in the world, and, just the importance. So you just need to move the energy. And because I mentioned to you that the writing aspect is critical. And so it's not that you have to produce a lot of content, so to speak, but you just need to move the energy. Even if it is one paragraph for the power reader, that you provide some source of empowerment and then a call to action. But even if we stay, let's say, within your awakening consciously, and you do a few articles just around that. I mean, you could do an article per your course. How many courses and things that you have on there? You can do an article on the power of meditation, and then let that meditation, that entry level or that part, lead into the app. So you can break down the awakening consciously. I just wanted you to know you're not limited,
Right.
To that. So go ahead, Gina. Yeah.
I was going to say, one of the things that may be helpful, because you have got a lot that you can share and share really easily, is to just create a list of not titles, but of themes.
Yes.
They can then become Tumblr platforms, for example.
Absolutely.
So everything that's about your meditation, you could have a theme which is about meditation. I know they're about the chakras, but you could have a theme about meditation, a theme about the chakras, a theme about financial success. And although it's very often a lot of the same stuff, you can still compartmentalize to it. And one of the things I found quite helpful is to just create, a list of different potential themes, and then it's Tuesday morning, you think, what shall I write about? And you look at the themes and think, oh
yeah, that one.
You can tell she's been around me, right?
I think I got that. Like, I've got a list started.
Yeah. Oh, great. Wonderful. You're already ahead of the game. Gina, of course, Gina, I love Gina so much. And I'm so glad that she brought that up, because, that one of the challenges that most run into is that they run into these limitations, and we both together, individually and collectively, create this experience where the expansion just can continue in these different dimensions. And that's why I say, even though you have a primary focus that you're focused on now, don't be limited, to that, and be able to expand and break down. And as Gina brought up, doing the categorization. So this type of format takes anybody out of the head space, because it's just be in the creative zone. There is no right or wrong way. The only wrong way is not to do it, And so we just want to move the energy. And as you start with what you can do to move it first. And I know that, Brian Tracy normally says, eat the frog, do the hard thing first. I recommend in this case, eat the frog legs. Do the easier part. Yeah, do what you can move organically and naturally and easily. Exactly. Thank you. Quickly at this point, and then you can get on to, to the next. And that's where you and Gina can together come up with, when we're going to work through the workspace, planner, for the VIP and just the book, all these different things. And again, that process with the publications is very easy. And even the second one, the Awaken Empath, that's a very easy publication to do. And then Gina can easily write about, the conscious aspect in terms of the, the enlightenment. And then you all can provide what that right way. The right way is basically just the kind of the journaling experience, so to speak, and how that helps to bring forth more awakening. And when empaths can write and start sharing, whether their message with the world or just writing just to get it out, of them, that is going to be how they can become more conscious and more enlightened. So I think that's going to be a very easy project, to knock out. And of course, I'm here if either of you need any triggers or assistance, with that. But definitely want to be able to show you how to, within an hour or less than two, be able to at least have your content done, for that.
One of the things that I would ask you to think, and we'll obviously organise it when we're going to meet, what I think would be helpful is, you're very experienced. I would like from you how best you need me to help you. So I don't, there's not, I'm happy to help in a way that helps you, but I think you'll get more out of it if you have some clarity about where you think that help, how you want me to be. And we've already had a conversation about you being very happy for me to challenge you and to give you a very loving kick. But at the same time, I want this to be the best possible experience for you, but at the same time help you maintain the momentum. So have a think about how best I can do it.
Perfect.
Okay.
That will be
wow. Love this. This is such great energy here in the Wow Seed workspace. And, Gina is such a phenomenal coach, trainer, advisor, leader. As you know, Brenda, you've experienced her on multiple levels, but it's exciting that she's going to be helping you in this initiative, because it is priming for a whole another level, and then stepping more into your uniqueness and your celebrity-preneur shift, in that celebrity-preneur energy. Gina can attest that some foundational things have to be done, and some momentum has to be created of moving the energy quickly. Am I correct, Gina?
Yes. And what I found is that once you get started, the momentum keeps you going. It's much more like probably most things. It's that move, that getting the engine going uphill, and then you suddenly discover that it isn't uphill; it's on the flat or going downhill.
Yeah.
And there are things. Sorry, go on.
How can you publish articles on LinkedIn?
I can show you how to do that.
And she's published some. She probably just, because she hasn't done it regularly, she forgot. Because you actually have 2 articles, published.
I don't know how often to be releasing them.
Oh, as often as you choose. I mean, there's no right or wrong. I mean, I've published 20 in a, 40 in a day. Now, of course, don't be like that, but but yeah, I have published in great abundance in a day. but you can do it as often as you choose. That's the thing. There is no, right or wrong. And something that I teach in the LinkedIn article publishing entrepreneurship aspect is, and I'll send you, like I said, that article as well, which has got tons of articles within it, but obviously you don't have to read all those articles in there. But it does have a section, because it's a training module. It has a section that talks about how you set up your own LinkedIn hours. And that one is really about being a LinkedIn, preneur as well. And so you set up your own publishing schedule. And, but I would just say in the beginning, definitely if you wanted to just take a week and publish, one or, 3 that week or so, I would move the energy, but I would move as many as possible, because you'll just start thinking of themes. Like I said, if you just take your website within itself and, okay, here we have the publication, that's an article. We have the meditation app, that's an article. They don't have to be, lengthy. It could be, this is what it's about. You say something powerful about meditation, and then lead them, into the app. Then you look at one of the courses that you have, because you've got, several on there, and just, you could do an article per course, and then you could come back and do one article that features all of those articles around that related topic, or just, just courses. So make it easy. That's what it, move the energy with things you don't have to think about, because you already have the content that exists with a description of the courses or so. And so you just take it and make it sort of article friendly, just kind of remix it, tweak it a little bit, and then just lead people, into that. Like I said, I don't care if it's one paragraph that's talking about the course and the importance. But certainly you could be able to take some of the content even on your website and, like I said, repurpose a little bit of it and put some bullet points of this offers this, and here are the benefits. So the benefits and results could be something, that you focus on. But that's the thing, is starting easy, move the energy, and then you can come back, to expanding on some other things. And then you do have a Tumblr platform, but at this point, we just move the energy, and then you and Gina, of course, as the energy is moving and progressing, then can start doing the branching out, into some of the other things, but just kind of working with what we have now and moving the energy there. So basically, where you two will have to really come in and do more of the structuring is, around the second publication. Well, of course, you have to get together for all of this instance, but the VIP initiative, the 3-day course, which is something that Gina, she says she can help you knock that out blindfolded. So she'll show you how to do that. Go ahead, Gina. I'm sorry.
I can say it's so different when people don't. Your issue is not going to be finding enough content, it's been going to be deciding it first. The other thing I would say to you, and something that I found two things really helpful. One is spend this week, I would, this is how I operate, writing and just creating, and then start then publishing. I found psychologically it was much better to have a bank of them that I could pull on, rather than trying to constantly chase and think, oh, I've got to do it.
Right.
And that's the first thing. And the second thing, in fact, I've got 126 articles on LinkedIn. I've got 18 already in the drafts, and I've got about another 25 that I haven't put on drafts. As you do them, start a spreadsheet with the title of the article, the theme, and set up your themes and the link. And then when you want to find an article, because now I've started to emulate what AliNICOLE does, that in her articles she'll put 2 or 3 links or more to other articles or to recordings. That's all very well if they're not all in the same place. It's a bit of a nightmare. So I'm spending this week to bring everything together into one spreadsheet, so it's all based on the themes. Learn from my mistake.
Yeah.
a favor, do it as you go, and then it won't be a big job.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And that's something, within the LinkedIn article publishing entrepreneurship, training also that I, provide in terms of, being able to have exactly what she's talking about, articles on hand, and then bringing things, like I said, together. You want to be able to have some consistency there, but definitely for the first, just get, a few out and going and make it, very easy. And then certainly you can continuously publish and leverage exactly what Gina, is talking about. So I am so grateful. We're going to start closing out this session here. This has been a wonderful workspace session. And before we get ready to wrap up, Brenda, I would love for you to just share where others can learn more about you and also your publication, where they can get that.
Where we can get that, you can learn more about me on awakeningconsciously.com, and that you can download the app from there, get that free meditation, start working on waking up your chakras. And then I've got the publication on Amazon. It's ebook right now. It will soon be paperback on Kindle, called awakeningconsciously.com. The website, if I didn't say that, was Awakening Conscious. Sorry, let me start that again. Awakeningconsciously.com is the website, and Awakening Consciously is the ebook that's up on Kindle right now that will soon be a paperback. And
Yeah,
that's
wonderful.
where you can find a little bit more about me.
Absolutely. Wonderful courses, and we can definitely attest, Gina and I, that her chakra work is beyond top notch. And so I want to give Gina also an opportunity to share where others can learn more about her, and also if you want any consulting in a variety of areas as it relates to leadership, empathic journey, publishing. Certainly, Gina is available. So, Gina, would you please share your information? Thank you.
Thank you. And I can just say that Brenda's meditations and her chakra courses are fabulous, because I've done them and they're really good. You can find out more about what I do at two main websites, ginagardinerassociates.co.uk, and you will find that there are some VIP accelerated courses for empaths. But also I've got publications on Amazon for empaths, which is Harness Your Power as an Empath and Step into Your Genuine Power as an Empath, which is the follow-on book. And there'll soon be a third publication coming. Or go to genuinely-you.com and you'll find all sorts of resources. And I'm on LinkedIn, or just email me at Gina, Gina, at genuinely-you.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Gina. I appreciate you being in this session and co-consulting with me for Brenda's Level Up, and definitely looking forward to the continuation and the expansion and the follow-up, of this particular work session. Brenda, it was a joy to have you here in the WOW Seat Workspace, and just your willingness to be here to take what you do to the next level so that your worthwhile, outstanding works can expand. And as you evolve, you just level them up to make them great for your particular audience. So I commend you and thank you again.
Thank you so much. I am elated just to be working with the both of you guys at this next level and the next level and the next level.
Yeah, wonderful.
Great pleasure.
We are very excited, and it is our absolute pleasure, as Gina said. So thank you both so very, very much. I appreciate you. And with that being said, I just want to thank our listening audience for being with us for Brenda's session on the WOW Seed Workspace. And also, there'll be links in the show description, and you can learn more about her and also Gina, as well. And also you can learn more about how to work with me on air, and be sure to follow the Wow Seat Media on Facebook, and also visit our Tumblr site at www.thewowseat.tumblr.com. Also, you can learn more about me on my press site at www.wowshedoesitall.com, where I want to leave you with inviting you to step fully into the powerful now, and really prepare yourself to go far beyond what you could ever imagine, because it's time for you to make a difference with your worthwhile, outstanding works in your primary industry, and the marketplace really needs those works right now. I always like to close out these workspace sessions by saying that your wow mission means more than you could ever imagine. And trust me, we need you now. So until the next session, be well and stay blessed.